Hello, this is going to be a tutorial on how to replace the 2DS XL C-Stick. As you can see, mine is already replaced, but in this video, I'll walk you through it and how to do it. So first off, you want to make sure your console's turned off, like mine, and you want to remove everything like the game card, the SD card, and like cases or anything like that. So I only have, and your stylus too. I only have Smash, an SD card in my case, no stylus because I lost mine. Now, what you will need for this tutorial is Phillips screwdriver, a small one exactly. This is going to be for the motherboard. And you'll need a tri-wing screwdriver. Now, if you're wondering why, that's because the 2DS XL actually uses tri-wing. I'm trying to get a good angle, but I can't. But yeah, for the outer shell, you're just going to have to use this, but that'll be it. You can get this off of Amazon for like a couple bucks, but anyways, you'll also need, a new rubber C-stick. You could get yours maybe off of like AliExpress. Doesn't matter. You're gonna specifically want to get a new 3DS XL C-stick. Because as far as I know, they don't make C-sticks specifically for the 2DS XL. So yeah, we're just gonna have to use the new 3DS XL C-stick. Now, I don't have one, but for the tutorial, I'm just gonna pretend I have a C-stick. So first off, you want to open the outer shell with your tri-wing screwdriver. It's going to take a couple twists. Yeah. By the way, please don't use any other screwdriver besides this. It's a 0.5 tri-wing because I guess that's how Nintendo made it. But yeah, don't use any other screwdriver or anything, any other method to open this console up. But yeah, you basically want to unscrew all the four corners, which my hands are slippery. So let me see if I can do that. There we go. You want to get the last screw. So before I continue, please be careful when you're opening up the 2DS XL. There is a ribbon cable in the middle, but got all the screws out. What you want to do is just carefully start prying it open. Now, you could be, someone who uses a card or something dedicated to pry it open, but I'm just going to be using my fingernails, which is gross, but you do you. So, yeah, there we go. So just try in the middle, actually. Just be careful. You want to do it from here because there's a ribbon cable here. I just think it's easier here, honestly. But you want to slowly, just pop it open. As you can see, mine did that. Now, you want to be careful here. You can't pull it off yet. If you do, you're going to snap these three cables. So there's the first one. There's the one in the middle. You can't see it, but I'll show you. It's right there. And then here's the third one. This is for the triggers. So what you want to do before you open them, you want to put it to the side a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. You want to use your tweezers or whatever it is to take this, pull it up. So you want to take that, or you can use your hands, which might be easier. This is probably a bad idea. Okay, there we go. So if you successfully did it, it's going to look like this. If there's like a cable that snapped or something, well, GG's. Now you want to do that in the other side. Okay, there we go. So I got mine out. Not the most ideal way for me to take out that, but that's what I did. So I'm going to zoom back out. Anyways, what you want to do is you still got to be careful. There's a ribbon cable right there. That's why they don't want you guys to open it from the other side, which was here. This would have been, this is better. But what you're going to do, if you zoom in, you'll see that, the latch is actually not on this side. It's on the other side. So we're just going to have to flip the console. And as you can see, if I can point it correctly, there it is. But obviously, we can't exactly, we can't just tug it off. We're just going to have to lift up that little gray flap you see. So we're just going to have to over here. And okay, so I got mine out the way finally. You could use your finger, or tweeze, or anything to get this off, but carefully, because if this snaps, yeah, your console's doomed. No, I'm just kidding. It's just the I'm pretty sure it's for the camera, if I remember. Should be, yeah. So you want to set that aside. Put it in a good place. You know, obviously be careful. And next up, you're gonna have to see this. You're gonna have to take out the battery. So first, you wanna. Okay, so I took the battery out, but it took too fucking long. So yeah, here's the battery. You also want to set that aside. You're gonna put that there. And now you'll be unscrewing with this screwdriver I told you earlier. You're just gonna unscrew from here. You'll start from these black things. So. And then when I go here, just forgot to mention that. Let me just. So once you got those two off, you can really move that, put it to the side. Just put this one here. Now, welcome to hell, because we're gonna have to be doing a bunch of these ribbon cables. So yeah, so where to start? We'll start from, let's say this one. So by the way, be careful with these. These specifically. You have to be careful with these fuckers, okay? They piss me off. You don't want to, like, be aggressive, but, like, just lightly, just pull it. Be careful, but please lightly pull it. Don't pull it like a maniac, otherwise like, your console's fucked in the ass. We'll do this one next. It's a flap instead of just a pull. So you want to lift it. So just lightly tug it. Okay, lightly tug that. Okay, got that one out. And then you want to do this one, which you gotta be careful with this little gray flap. So you wanna just carefully put it up like that. And remember to be gentle and just lightly tug it like so. And then you want to go over here. You see this cable. You also want to do the same thing like this one. You want to just lightly tug it out. Which, Jesus, yeah, don't do what I did there. Just lightly tug it out, but don't be aggressive like I did. And then there's this cable. And then this one, for example. This one's strange, but you also have to lift the flap. Okay, got the flap, and now pull it out. This is what you want to also be careful with. Basically, just be careful with everything. We missed one. Same thing as the other one that we just did recently. So we just want to lift that flap. Okay, careful and lightly tug it. There we go. So check if you have any other ribbon cables. If it doesn't seem like there is any anymore, it means we're ready to go to the next step. So, assuming that you successfully took out your ribbon cables and didn't destroy your console, we're just gonna unscrew all of these golden screws. These are the motherboard screws. So this will allow us to go to the 2DS's C-stick area. So now that you've noticed that, you don't have any more golden screws for the motherboard, this is the part where you want to be careful. Also forgot to mention your volume slider might be missing if I didn't tell you anything. But anyways. Okay, final step, we have to take this thing out, which is your joystick. Be careful with these screws, obviously. You obviously have to be careful when you're working around a 2DS XL. This thing is like probably, correct me if I'm not wrong. Actually, I don't know. Like, this might be the most fragile console Nintendo's ever made. You wanna just take it out. And what you want to do now is lift it. Now be careful, don't lift it all the way up or something, because you're gonna damage it. You're going to see that. Oh look, another ribbon cable somewhere around here. And here's my C-stick. So what you do here is set it down. If you look at this, that's my C-stick. So for this tutorial, I'm going to show you what it looks like and stuff. So there it is, yellow. So what you want to do is take out the old C-stick. I'm going to show a clip here on how you should do it. Someone else did it way better than I will ever do. And you also want to take your new 3DS XL C-stick and just take this little part off. And after you're done that, you can now put it inside. And here's what mine looks like. So I'm trying to also tug it back in, but yeah, there we go. You just make sure it's nice and firm. It's not going to be perfect. It never will be. But anyways, now you got that out of the way. It's time to put this thing back together, and now you got a new C-stick. In here, and then while you're closing on the other side, make sure those cables, yeah, these, not ribbon cables, they're guided. Specifically, if I can get it, it's these two. So you also want to be careful here. You want to make sure your C-stick is also guided. So, you put it there. You got, this here. You want to guide that. So for this, I'll use tweezers or something. Let me just do that. You want to guide these two cables. Now this is going to be a hassle, but here I got this first one already. You wanna grab it and just pull it up, and you'll take this and just guide it like the other one that we just did. There we go. So if you did it correctly, you should see all your ribbon cables again. And your motherboard should be seated back to normal. So I'm just gonna make sure it's fine, all right. I also wanna guide this back. Just make sure it's working like that. So now we're in probably one of the most difficult and most just agonizing parts. So we have to now reconnect every ribbon cable. First, before we do that, we might as well just put the joystick back, which should be fine if you got it incorrectly. So these two screws, for example, if I can get the other one. No, that's the wrong one. As for the joystick, I'm gonna screw that one in. And then we're gonna take these ribbon cables and just start guiding them back in. So for this one, this is gonna be agonizing to do on video. All right, you wanna gently put it back in. Just, so maybe use your finger a little bit, but I'd probably recommend using tweezers for this part. Yeah, so once you feel that, your cable is successfully plugged back in, you can move on to the next one, which is going to be this big one. Now, I guided mine incorrectly. So I'm just going to have to go here and guide it in, if I can do that. So it's supposed to go under this little hole. As you can see, it's supposed to go here, but it seems like I fucked up, so you're just gonna have to give me a second. Okay, I guided it through the hole. Now I gotta be careful here. And what I would try to do is try to reconnect that. Okay, so I reconnected my cable back in, and now the black flap, it's down. So next we'll go on to this gray cable. What we're gonna do is lightly be careful with these fucking flaps. You gotta take that and then put it in. Now this is not one of my favorite cables. I actually hate these kind of cables with the flaps. So, and then you can just safely close the flap. Next up is this one. Same thing. with the other one, not the one we just did last time. You want to take this and then just like plug it in there. And the flap even more actually, so now I can put it in. Hold on, let me just adjust myself. I'm gonna grab it and then, if I can, going to ruin it. Okay, there we go. So now this cable should be seated inside, so this is safe. Now we'll move on to the next one, which is this one. Here's the close it with the gray flap. Just make sure it's closed. All right, good. So now we'll move on to this one right here, which is the one I told you be careful with earlier and stuff. So we'll just, this one's gonna be annoying. There we go. Should be closed any second now. Okay, so as you can see, it's closed. So what does this mean now? We just have to put the battery in. Before we do that, we gotta put this thing in. So the right way is like this. Just put it in right here. You know, if you want to make sure you know you're right, and just look for the holes. But anyways, there's that. So now that you got it in there, also make sure your battery's there. You want to take the screws you had earlier, put them back in, which are the golden ones. Once you got that in, you can put your battery back in during the orientation it was. You know, use the battery to guide that. Put it in. Mine has a adhesive still on it, so it's probably gonna stick back in. Then you wanna grab that and just careful about it. But you wanna grab it and then, or you can use your hand for this one. Put my battery back in. You also, if you want, you can just you know, put that in there. There's a hook from earlier, you know, put it in. You might want to be careful though. The reason mine looks like that is because when I did it for the first time, and I was a complete moron, but anyways. Also, there's another hook here. I put it in. And now you want to screw back in your motherboard. So I got gold, you know, it's literally what the motherboard uses. All right, if you made it to this step, congratulations, you're very close to finishing. So all you have to do is put this back in, and that's it. So what you're gonna do for this, you also have to be careful. If your volume button, you wanna make sure it's there with you. What I'm gonna do is, so to actually make this step easier for everyone watching this video, I'm just gonna take this out. This is the camera, by the way, if you're wondering what we're unscrewing. Take the second screw off. Oops, that was bad. Lift this metal plate. And then, what you wanna do, oh yeah, be careful that your camera lens might get out. Mine, apparently one of them stuck to my finger, which is great. So you would move that to the side, and you'll see this cable right here, and all you just want to do is just get it in there easily. You should by now be able to put the ribbon cable in. So now we just got to be careful and put it right there. Just hold on. Put it in right there. There we go. And now you want to get your screws and screw that thing back together. If I can. Okay, so it took me an embarrassingly long time to put this in. I didn't record it because it was just too damn long. So now you're in the final steps. You want to grab these two little cables and just put them in here. You'll just have to put it in that way. Same with this one, you want to put it back in. Now that I put that one back in, I want to make sure you guys know about the volume slider. And the volume slider, this is what it will look like. Your volume slider might have fallen off, but mine, I put it in the case, and it's already at a 0 volume. So if you want to do that, and then you want to pop it in back into place. Make sure you check all 4 sides. So over here, you want to snap it back. Just be careful. And then check this side, check this side. And you want to open your console up. Just make sure all sides are intact. Hold on. Yeah, so it turns out I forgot to put my SD card in my 3DS because, yeah, it's modded. So if you didn't know that, now you do. So yeah, there's your new C-Stick. Mine is yellow, for example. My console will take a bit to turn on, but don't worry, it will turn on. If you did everything right, you should have a new C-Stick. That actually works. So, as you can see, mine is functional. And you can move the applications, just go up if I want, left and right, go down. But yeah, there's your new C-Stick. Thank you for watching. I know this tutorial might seem a bit messy or something, but this is the first tutorial I've made, and this was made on the request on someone. I don't remember. But anyways, thank you for watching. Out.